The candlelight flickered between us, the warm glow casting delicate shadows across her face. My wife Lauren looked breathtaking, red dress hugging her figure, lips curved into a practiced smile. A smile I had fallen in love with a decade ago. A smile I now recognized as a lie. We sat at the corner table of our go-to spot for anniversaries. The hum of conversations swirled around us, the clinking of wineglasses, and the distant laughter of lovers, creating an atmosphere of celebration. It was perfect. Too perfect. I swirled the wine in my glass, feeling the weight of 10 years settle onto my shoulders. Something felt off tonight, like a storm lurking beyond the horizon. And then she set her fork down. "I've been cheating on you for 2 years." The words didn't cut. They didn't burn. They landed soft, matter-of-fact, deliberate. A pause. "I'm leaving you." Lauren leaned back, waiting for my reaction. Anticipating the devastation, the pleading. She expected me to break. Instead, I smiled. I raised my glass, tilting it toward her, and with a steady voice I said, "To your new life." Her confident FAA attitude faltered just for a second. Just enough. And then the restaurant door swung open. And she saw who had just walked in. Her face drained of color as she locked eyes with the last person she ever expected to see tonight. Ethan. Her lover. My best friend. Lauren's breathing hitched, her fingers tightening around the stem of her wineglass. She glanced at me, as if suddenly realizing this wasn't a coincidence. No, Lauren. Not a coincidence at all. Ethan wasn't alone. Beside him stood his wife, Julia, her sharp green eyes scanning the restaurant, blissfully unaware of the truth that was about to rip through her like a hurricane. I had made sure of that. Lauren's lips parted. A silent plea. "Don't," she whispered. But I was done granting her mercy. I turned, catching Ethan's gaze, and lifted my glass once more. He frowned, confusion flickering in his expression, until his eyes darted to Lauren and the blood drained from his face. Game on. "Hey man." I called out, my voice light, effortless. What a surprise. Ethan froze, his wife beside him, looking puzzled. Lauren's hand shot out, gripping my wrist. "Please," she hissed. "Not like this." But that's the thing about betrayal. You don't get to choose how the truth comes out. I stood shaking Ethan's hand with deliberate slowness. "Funny running into you here," I mused. Lauren and I were just celebrating our anniversary. Julia's eyes sparkled. "Happy anniversary." Lauren looked like she wanted to disappear. Ethan was already unraveling, his hand clammy in mine. "Thanks," I said, releasing his grip. "Though it's a little awkward now, considering Lauren just told me she's been sleeping with my best friend for 2 years. Silence. Lauren inhaled sharply. Ethan's mouth fell open. Julia blinked, the words settling into her mind like poison. "Then what?" Julia whispered, turning to Ethan. Ethan swallowed, his face contorted with panic. "Babe," I tell her. I interrupted, my voice quiet but firm. "Tell your wife how long you've been fing mine." Julia's hands trembled. Her gaze darted between me, Lauren, and Ethan. She looked for a way out, for a loophole in this sudden suffocating reality. But there wasn't one. Lauren's nails dug into my wrist. "You don't have to do this," she whispered, her voice desperate. I turned to her, my smile widening. "Oh, sweetheart." I leaned in, my breath brushing against her ear. "I wanted to do this." Julia's expression crumbled. "How long?" she asked, voice raw. 2 years, I answered before Ethan could spin a lie. Lauren flinched. Julia's breath shuddered. 2 years. Ethan grabbed her arm. It's not what you think, babe. Don't you dare call me babe. She snapped, yanking away. Her eyes brimmed with tears, but behind them fire. A storm was brewing. Lauren pushed back from the table. I think we should leave, she said, her voice shaky. I chuckled. Oh no. No. You don't get to run, Lauren. Please, she whispered, her confidence shattered. Did you hesitate? Before sneaking into hotel rooms with my best friend? I asked, my voice razor sharp. She had no answer. Julia let out a hollow laugh. I was worried about our future. About you, Ethan. And the whole time you were screwing her. Ethan paled. It was a mistake. 2 years isn't a mistake. I cut in. It's a lifestyle. The restaurant was dead silent. Conversations had ceased, all eyes trained on our unraveling disaster. I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out a small black box. Lauren's eyes widened. She thought it was a ring. It wasn't. I placed it on the table, flipping it open to reveal a flash drive. Everything's on here, I said calmly. Hotel bookings. Text messages. Photos. Ethan cursed under his breath. Julia reached for the drive, her hands trembling. This is real, she whispered very. Lauren lunged for it, but I grabbed her wrist mid-air, my grip firm. Don't I, murmured. Tears welled in her eyes. You planned this, she accused, voice shaking. Damn right I did, I said. Ethan turned to Julia. Babe, we can fix this. Number. Julia's voice was like a blade. Sharp. Decisive. She gripped the flash drive, her knuckles white. We're done. Lauren turned to me, her desperation palpable. And you, I exhaled. Standing tall. Oh honey. I leaned in, my voice low final. You left me the moment you let another man touch you. I picked up my glass, savoring the weight of victory, the taste of justice, to freedom. I murmured, toasting the ruins of our past. Lauren's lips trembled. Ethan's shoulders slumped. Julia turned, walking out the door, out of Ethan's life, without a second glance. I followed. And as I stepped into the cool night air, a single truth settled over me like a long overdue sunrise. I wasn't broken. I was finally free.